Hello, I am Matt Lukowski, and this is my presentation on Jim Morrison, the college poet turned to drunken rock star. Jim Morrison has had a huge impact on how rock is shaped, and he has a huge influence over every single generation that has listened to him. I know my grandfather still loves to listen to his songs, especially Light My Fire, and I know myself really do enjoy a lot of his songs, and there's no better feeling that I get than driving down the road with my grandfather, singing Light My Fire and trying to hit those high notes that Morrison could and failing. It just goes to show you that he's had such a huge influence across every generation with his short time on this planet. We'll give a little background about Morrison and his band. He is the founder of the legendary band The Doors. It was founded in LA in 1965, and he was attending UCLA this time for film. He found it very fascinating that he could do something that he himself might know more than the professors. Jim Morrison was also the frontman of the band, and he was the main lyric and songwriter for the band. And he's a very poetic person, so some of his lyrics get very interesting. And in my opinion, he's one of the best and the best known frontmen in all of rock history. So, what makes Morrison such a fascinating person? We can use 3 of the 7 triggers from Sally Hogshead's Triggers of Fascination to describe him. The 3 triggers that I will be using are passion, vice, and mystique. Moving on to our first trigger, we have passion. Passion is used to help understand why Morrison is adored by his millions of fans across the globe and across every generation. You might know some of Morrison's songs, but one of them evokes the most emotion, and that song is Touch Me from the Soft Parade album. It is a very sexual song. It describes his feelings for someone and his feelings to be touched by that person. Not only do the lyrics in his songs evoke so much emotion, but him himself and the way he's dressed invoke a lot of emotion. He can be seen on stage with some skin-tight leather pants and the occasional shirt, but nothing gets the crowd going like a lead singer in some skin-tight leather pants. Also, during his concerts, Morrison has such an erratic stage presence that he just mindlessly moves around stage, and he is not known to be the best dancer, but the way he moves to the music, it just feels natural. Combined his erratic stage presence with his scandalous hip movements, he's quite the performer. And as we're talking about scandals, let's move on to Vice. Vice is used to help understand why Morrison's rebellious acts are so fascinating to us. Morrison is known to get arrested a fair share. For example, in 1967, he was backstage at his concert making out with some girl in a shower stall. A police officer comes by and maces the two, not knowing that he maced Jim Morrison and not knowing what Morrison would do once he got onto stage. But once Morrison actually did get onto stage, he tried turning the crowd against the police officers, calling them little blue pigs, power hungry, and all that stuff. But that ultimately led to him being dragged off the stage and arrested. And as you could tell, he probably doesn't have the cleanest record, and he's known to be drunk a lot, and he has his fair share of public drunkennesses under his belt. And as you can tell, he's probably a very heavy drinker. Jim Morrison loves to drink. He drinks all the time. He drank even before he records. He'd come into the booth drunk, and sometimes he'd be too drunk to actually record the vocals for the song. Not only his acts and the way he's been drunk and the rebellious acts on stage, he's known for his rebellious lyrics, such as the song Unknown Soldier, which talks about seeing the horrors of war on the morning TV while you eat your breakfast. And also, one of the little lyrics from the song is the unborn living dead, which means children being shipped off to war unknowingly, about to be killed in battle. And the title itself is referring to the millions of men fighting in the war and only to be killed and to be treated as another statistic. And as we move on to Mystique, Mystique, coming from his mysterious lyrics, we have the trigger Mystique. Mystique will help us understand just how mysterious Morrison is. Morrison himself is known to be quite a mysterious man, but the biggest mystery of Morrison's life is his death. During the creation of LA Women, Morrison took his girlfriend, packed everything up, and moved to Paris. Why did he move to Paris? Some say it was to get away from the spotlight and have a normal life. Morrison, being the drunk he is very generous. He's a very generous man and very generous and kind to his friends. And so a lot of people saw this opportunity to be friends with him. So at the bar, Morrison would be drunk and people would try to take advantage of his generosity. And he has struggled to find good and close friends, but his bandmates were definitely his closest and realest friends he's had because they never really took advantage of his drunken generosity. So Morrison packed everything away and he said, I'm going to get away and move to Paris. So he did move to Paris with his girlfriend. And, well, the plan was going to be just for him to stay there for a little bit, right? Recuperate. But that plan didn't go too well. On July 1971, his girlfriend walks into their bathroom in their apartment, and there's Jim Morrison dead in the bathtub. The official ruling for his death was heart failure. But at this time, he was known for a lot of heroin abuse. And so it's most likely he had an overdose. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions about his death because the only people allowed at his funeral were him, obviously him, his girlfriend, the manager of the Doors, and that was it. The funeral itself was a closed casket funeral and it was a quick burial. So what actually did happen to Morrison? Did he fake his own death? Did he do it to get away from the fame? Or did he actually just overdose? This question still remains unanswered till this day, but his death has earned himself a spot in the 27 Club, which is the club for influential musicians who have died at or under the age of 20. Wrapping up now, we have Morrison. I described Jim Morrison using 3 of the Sally Hogshead triggers of fascination. I used passion, vice, and mystique. Jim Morrison's short life has been a very influential life, and it continues to influence people across this generation till this day. His songs are timeless, and so is he. Thank you for watching.